Yeah, good morning, everybody. It is the Fan Sports Network. Greetings, salutations from the Findlay Hyundai studio. We are hanging out, having a good time, and loving it on a Hump Day Wednesday, baby. Paulie's all fired up today. Tara's bringing the energy. I'm revving up into high gear here, and we're going to get after it. We've got some guests rolling in today. We've got some really good content, a lot to react to last night, a lot to look forward to tonight. This is actually the crew's last, I know it's only December 17th. We're 8 days from Christmas.
Yeah.
But this is the crew's last day, all of us together before the holidays, because I'm leaving the next 2 days. I'll be going out to Seattle for that game tomorrow night. And then, Paul, you leave on Saturday, and you're not back till after Christmas.
That's right. Yeah. Saturday at like 5 a.m. is when the flight is. The
Yeah.
first flight out. So
Yeah.
I'll have to see when I get back.
We might have a couple shows between New Year's and Christmas together, but then Tara's taking off
That's right.
after that. So, yeah, we've got everybody. The whole crew's kind of doing the holiday thing.
That's
so
right.
It'll be good. We ready for 2026?
I am. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's not get too excited about 26. Let's enjoy Christmas first, right?
That's right.
Paulie's favorite things that make him feel like Christmas. That's coming up a little bit later in the show today. We've got our Region 9 roundup. We've got some BYU hoops. There was some interesting comments after the game. Morgan Scowley and Kyle Whittingham. I want to get into that just a little bit today. Paulie's got his top X verse tweets loaded up. Are we supposed to still call them tweets?
I still like tweets.
I do too.
Like the top X's?
Like, what do you want? The top X's? It sounds like you've been divorced 7 times.
No, I actually think that Elon came out with a word for his the tweets. I think it's like
Zeets.
Zeets, yeah. Which is I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to stick with tweets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. We're off and running, and BYU basketball last night, Paulie.
Yeah.
Yes.
The big three went bananas, really efficient performance. It was an interesting game. You know, I wasn't tracking. I started watching a little bit right at the beginning of the game, and then obviously was hosting a gala for the Gold Rush, a fundraiser last night, so didn't really get to watch too much of it. As I left the gala last night, I turned on the radio, and it was Greg Wrubell in the post game. And I was listening to Greg Wrubell, and Kevin Young jumps on. And so I happened to catch the coach's comments after the game, and really pleased they played their style of basketball. They really dictated the pace. The big three went bananas. You know, over 20 points for DeBonza and everybody, and Richie Saunders and Rob Wright. Those guys are all doing work, and that's great. They win by 41. I mean, Pacific had cut it to 9 in the second half early on, and then they put the pedal to the metal.
Right.
And it's like, see ya, leave you in the dust. And that led to the athletic director of Pacific. And
I've got the whole string. There's more than I showed you before the show.
Adam Tashore is his name, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes.
And the original tweet is...
Tough one for Pacific men's basketball tonight. Good scheduling lesson for the future in this funny money age we're in. No point in playing this game at all. You're not even playing a basketball team, just walking bags of cash.
Yeah. Listen to that closely. Good scheduling lesson.
Yeah.
Funny age we're in. I do agree with that. We are in a funny age in college sports.
That's the one factual statement he made.
No point playing this game at all.
And that's been a thing for teams since the dawn of basketball. Everyone's always played up in competition in the non-conference.
Yep.
So this guy took a beating. He had some bad things to say. And his follow-up tweet from that one that we just read is, fair enough, BYU fans. I'll call mercy. My tongue-in-cheek tweet was not meant to offend. You all are a beast, and credit where credit is due. Simple economic realities of playing any top 10 team is something I think all of D1 has to contend with, considering scheduling moving forward.
Yeah.
And I like that tweet better. I like that better than the walking bags of cash, because that's everywhere.
The walking bags of cash is everywhere, but the tweet didn't bug me. Honestly,
I know, it didn't bug you.
It didn't bug me whatsoever.
I know. I read it to you pre-show, and you're like, yeah, matter of fact, like, that's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
BYU fans, though, thought it was a big deal.
They did. They attacked. They attacked so much to the point where he said, fair enough, I'll call mercy.
Yeah.
So he was feeling the backlash and the heat from BYU fans who are very offended by the fact, and I've said it on this show before, that the reason they are where they are is the NIL. It is.
Oh, yeah.
They never recruited this level before this. In the 8 years I was here before, they were getting players like Kyle Collinsworth, who was a great player for them for a while. You know, guys like that, like just fine players that are not AJ DeBanza, Rob Wright style players, like
100%.
5-star recruits.
100%. I mean, the reason the football team is having the success they're having is the resources help.
Yeah.
The resources matter.
Yes.
And honestly, St. George, the reason Utah Tech is not escalating their football program as fastly as we'd like, resources matter.
Yes.
Resources matter.
I'd agree.
You know, it does make a difference. You are losing kids to bigger walking bags of money, as this guy put it.
Right.
That's probably the line where people kind of got just referring to, athletes as walking bags of cash.
Yeah, it is. There is good candor there. I got to say that's a good, as a person who likes candor, that is good, like just very candid response and a very unfiltered response. But I think it was a frustration-related tweet after getting blown out.
But BYU,
he wouldn't be saying this if he beat BYU.
But I mean, AJ DeBonza could go anywhere. He could have got the same money at 7 different schools, 8 different schools, whatever his final list was. If all the money's the same, that's what he said when he chose BYU. Was, the atmosphere to get league ready to be coached by a guy in Kevin Young that, coached Kevin Durant with the Phoenix Suns. I mean, that was it, right?
And I guess my original argument to that was why not Scott Drew, who's produced more NBA players than Kevin Young.
It might have been a personality thing.
And Hubert Davis and Bill Self and all the teams that were in the running are all great coaches. So I never really bought the NBA environment. But I think it's a money thing, really. I think BYU was the top bidder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact number.
I
don't think
either.
anybody knows. I don't know what 247 Sports and On 3 and all these places and, NILcentral.com and all these places that just track this stuff say.
It's just an opinion. I just think they were the top bidder because when you look at those other coaches, those are some really good coaches. And he was kind of knocking them and saying, I want to be in an NBA environment. And I know Kevin Young comes from the NBA, but Scott Drew, Bill Self, Hubert Davis, they've all produced a ton of NBA guys. So I don't know. I think BYU might have been the top bidder, and good for them.
Yeah. I think it does make a big difference, too, though, just the chemistry that you have with your coach. And some coaches, you just don't get along with that coaching style as well. And maybe don't learn as much from that kind of coaching style.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look, kids want to be recruited. They still want to feel special. They want to feel wanted coming out of high school. They want to feel like that's the best fit for them. If the money's the money and it's close, then it comes down to all the other things. And I think that was the point I was trying to make with DeBonza is, the money was similar at North Carolina as it was at BYU.
I think it was similar. I agree.
It was similar.
I think the thing that plays in with him is he's just not a party boy. He doesn't seem like a guy that's going to be going out and on the town and having big nights after games and stuff. He just seems like a down to business about basketball. And maybe the distractions and the stuff at other campuses, other colleges, that might have factored in.
Yeah.
BYU has the honor code. I know he's not LDS, but he's still probably following that and observing that, and that probably keeps him locked in on basketball. So that's a factor that you can flip the honor code into being a good thing for these guys that are trying to get to the league because it keeps them out of trouble.
100%. And I think that's why his parents
liked BYU.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, I have a really good friend of mine that's not LDS, but he's really, really familiar with Utah. We were talking about, hey, where would you like your kids to play? If you could produce, kids that wanted to go play Division I and the skill level is there. Yeah. And he made a really compelling argument. This was before AJ DeBonza that he wanted, and his daughter might be 10 right now, 12. We were just talking futuristic scenarios one day at the golf course. He's like, I don't think there's a better place to send my daughter to go to school than BYU. And he was kind of looking at the women's soccer program and thinking ahead, and we were just talking about it. We were just getting into one of those philosophical, like, where do you want to be in 15 years? What do you want your kids to be doing? And so I think there are people out there that are really acutely aware that it is a better environment than the top 10 party schools in the NCAA.
I can speak to that.
Yeah.
I went to,
it's
at
not
the
West
time,
Virginia
the number 3 party school in the country.
Yeah.
And it makes... for athletes. Like, I just remember our athletes, like Tavon Austin, the Stars, Geno Smith, and Bruce Irvin. Guys would come to parties. They would smoke weed. They would do things that athletes aren't supposed to do. And that's not a risk you run into at BYU.
Right. Right. I mean, you can find trouble anywhere. Including Provo, Utah. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot less and a lot more unlikely that you're going to get arrested at a frat party at BYU than you are at West Virginia.
I don't think BYU even has frats.
That's my point. That's my point. Point made. Thank you, Paulie.
You're welcome.
A lot less likely.
0%, I
ding,
think.
Ding, 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 ding. You are correct.
I'm not good at math. That's Tara's thing. But,
Look, I spent... Man, what did I spend? I spent about 3 weeks in Pullman, Washington.
Yeah, party environment.
Two of my best friends were there, and I was thinking about transferring there, and it was fun. We had a good time. I remember going to a big party, and Ryan Leaf walked in. This was during the Ryan Leaf era in Pullman, Washington at Wazoo.
That's a big luminary to show up.
And all 6'6", 250-pound Ryan Leaf comes storming in. Everybody knows who he is. Big man on campus.
Oh, yeah.
One little tiny 6-pack of Coors Light. And then as soon as that's gone, the biggest smooch ever. Wanting your pain pills, wanting your anything you can get. More beer, more alcohol.
If you're in his spot, you got to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got to capitalize. Strike while the iron's hot if you're Ryan Lee.
Yeah. And he went on to be a bust, went on to later in life, get arrested a few times. I think
issues.
He's in the broadcast booth. I think he's doing better now.
I think he does a podcast that's relatively successful now as well.
But it's been a long road to hoe. I mean, there was some tough times for Ryan Leaf. Considered widely one of the biggest, if not the single biggest NFL bust of all time.
Yeah.
That's right. But there's a thing, being a bust is one thing, but the way his personal life just kind of went into dissension.
Yeah, but my point being, if you would have went to a campus like BYU, maybe things would have been different.
That's right. Yeah. That is a good point. I agree with that.
Because, you just don't know. You don't know. We'll never know. But I would guesstimate he had a better chance to maybe succeed.
Yeah.
And maybe he had less personal issues based on, choices he made in college on a party level or party scene.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure
that's debatable.
It's hard to say.
My opinion, but
it's hard to say where the addictions and stuff began, but I'm sure they got more fervent through that college time where I'm sure everyone was offering him whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
So
I have no problem with the AD of Pacific really saying this.
Yes.
Maybe the choice of words, walking bags of cash, sets some people off.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely sets some people off.
You can't really get the context, though. If he had maybe said it live in an interview, it might have come over different.
I think if he said it verbally, it would have been worse.
I mean, kind of like the BYU, he's a gosh dang centaur,
But that was a complimentary term.
It was, I know, but
what are you supposed to do, though? You got to fight for your guys. You're loyal to your school. Yeah. You're just undermanned. You can't outgun them. You can't outflank them.
But
you can't
so many
beat
people
them.
are undermanned, and this is the only AD I've ever seen use the term "walking bags of cash."
Yeah, coming with an original term. At least he's original.
You like his originality. All right.
I don't mind it.
At least it wasn't like walking bags of crap or something.
This is the problem. This Adam Tushore could be the nicest guy ever.
He
could be just fighting for his guys, and then because we don't know him, because we didn't hear how he stated it, we were not in the room when he stated it, because it's just words, everybody draws their own conclusions. This is one of the negative things of social media. Yeah. And obviously BYU rolled last night by 41. They pulled away in the second half. You want a highlight? Let's give them a highlight. Do we have a highlight of this game? I mean, there was so many to choose from. You look at the box score, and the band's 23 points, 10 rebounds, nice double-doubles. The thing that stands out to me is not the 23 points, it's the 10 rebounds, okay? He was playing defense. He was getting 7 of those on the defensive rebound end. And then you go down further and you look at Richie Saunders, 24 points, 3 of 4 from 3. But the thing I love about Richie, 5 steals.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 steals. So he's playing defense, right? And then you look at Rob, and Rob Wright the third, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and also 5 steals. These guys are not just one-dimensional players. That is the point with a box score. And you have certainly a big 3 there that are getting it done. And then, you get Tyler Moroz, games off the bench and scores 15, and it ends up being just a blowout. Just a blowout. 93-57, Cougars beat the Pacific Tigers. This is a Pacific team in the West Coast Conference that was 8-3 going into this game, and and all 3 of their losses were on the road. They've been really good at home, but they hadn't played anybody the level of BYU just yet. Now they're going to see the level of BYU, and maybe some people are like, well, why is the AD not say that every single year about the Gonzaga Bulldogs? Because they have owned that conference. And we know Gonzaga's, it's a private Catholic school, law school, and they have some pretty wealthy alumni, I'm sure. And it's not like Gonzaga players are walking around without bags of cash attached to them.
That's right, they are.
Why does he not say that about the conference game every year?
I don't know.
That's the one thing that's interesting to me. It's like now you pick BYU all of a sudden to say that. Now, when you've been in the NIL era for a couple years playing against Gonzaga.
4 years,
yeah.
3.5, 4 years.
Now, I don't know that Gonzaga is spending as much on the roster as BYU. I don't know that.
I don't know that either. But we got a little mixtape here of AJ DeBan's kind of compilation of his highlights from last night, as there's kind of a nightly game watch on AJ DeBan's, all the Bleacher Report hoops, NBA Central, like all these NBA Twitter accounts are following his happenings, and he had a nice night last night.
And he's not always leading Sports Center, but he has before. BYU is in the first 15 minutes of Sports Center every time he plays.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That is marketing your school.
Yeah.
That is probably worth more than the ads in that break going into that highlight for so-and-so else. Like, that's what you have to remember about this NIL era is this is a marketing tool for the future players that are going to be talented that BYU now can bring in. We know he's a one-and-doner.
He's a one-and-done for sure, and this was him last night. We got a couple of his highlights from the game as he showed out once again.
Here on ESPN Plus, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. 21 for Devanza. Here's a steal, and the highlight of the night.
Windmill.
Beat
In-game windmill.
47 on Saturday, and Pacific beat Simpson.
The offensive glass. He's a monster.
Kabuskas on AJ. He'll take that advantage every day.
They'll fade away there for AJ.
Out ahead to Devanza. Here's AJ. Falling away and dropping it. The season. Devanza for 3.
Wow, the 3.
They did a 3,
Flying in.
Look, I know it's Pacific.
That's right.
I know it's Pacific, but the kid can play.
Yeah.
The kid can play.
I mean, I'm excited to see the Houston games this year, because BYU, if you remember correctly from last year, they played Houston twice and lost to them, I think, by 30-plus both times.
Got boat raced.
They did. So I'm wanting to see what this team does against a Houston or a Kansas or an Iowa State who's trending towards the top 3 now. I mean, there's some really Arizona's number 1. There's so many good teams in the Big 12, and I think that AJ DeBanza gives you a piece that lets you're able to compete with all these teams. And one other cool clip I saw from last night was Richie Saunders, kind of a quiet guy. You don't really get as much of a scope of his personality, but he caught up with our boy. I believe this is Spencer Linton. He caught up with yesterday. So this is him after the game talking about the Pacific game and some of the hardships.
I'm watching you sign autographs for so many of your fans and little kids that aspire to be like you and want to be college basketball players. Take me back to day one at BYU and where you stand today and where you feel like you have grown the most as an individual and an athlete.
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. I think resilience is the one thing that comes to mind of having to learn that through the ups and downs of seasons to just stay consistent with things you can control, things you can do like working hard and getting into extra work. It's not always, I don't know what to say, sunshine and rainbows or whatever, but it's what a blessing to be able to go through hard things and have to learn how to keep going. And honestly, the last little bit I've had to get back to that of what do I love about this game, and that's one of the things that keeps coming to my mind of the ability to respond and to keep going and keep growing.
That's pretty
Pretty
insightful
thought-provoking,
question.
yeah.
That was Spencer Linton, our buddy,
Yeah.
on the question there. And look, Richie's draft stock. I mean, he's getting noticed. Like, what a cool opportunity for Richie and Rob Wright to play alongside the future #1 draft pick. And let their talents get showcased to scouts. You know, maybe if it's not in the NBA, you know, some of these guys on this roster will have a chance to, you know, play in the European leagues or whatnot, or professional at some level somewhere.
Yeah.
I do think Richie's got a chance to play in the league though, because he can shoot it.
He's being projected right now. I'm looking
Second
on
rounder.
NBADraft.net. It looks like the middle second round.
Yeah.
So like he's gonna probably get picked.
Yeah.
So he'll have a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Rob Wright's got a chance too.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I think you got 3
He
guys.
was just a freshman last year, so he's got a little time.
You
I
got
feel
3
like.
guys though that in the next couple drafts could be, you know, all playing in the association. Does that translate to a deep run in March? A lot of people, I don't think a lot of people want to face BYU in the NCAA tournament.
I don't think so.
I mean, AJ DeBonza can take over a game in crunch time, and he's not afraid to let his teammates shine. I mean, I've seen some really good passes and key moments where he doesn't have something, and he's gotten a teammate a better look, and they've been able to come through in the clutch.
Yeah.
And the thing about him is like think about stars like Kevin Durant and like Michael Beasley and highly recruited guys from when I was younger. They kind of want to be the focal point, the star. And I know AJ is, but he gets just as excited when he makes a big play as he does when I remember he threw the lob to Keita in that Cherry's Chocolate World or whatever, and he's doing the head thing and he's got a huge smile and he just loves making plays for not only himself but everybody.
You
so
forget
that's cool.
he's still just a young kid.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I mean, as mature as he is, and we've had him sitting here in this studio this year. We had him this summer.
He's already a million times more mature than Pavia.
Oh, yes.
I got that on top.
Not even a good
I
comparison.
we got to keep rolling that out. There's some more to get to. With
Oh,
that.
my gosh, Diego, just dig the ditch deeper. This BYU schedule, they got Abilene Christian. They got boat race last night. Who did they play? They played somebody in a big team and just got absolutely annihilated. It was a mismatch. I wonder what their AD said. And then
I'd assume he was quiet.
Then BYU's got Eastern Washington, and then they get into the Big 12 play in January.
Yeah.
So,
Let me check on that.
Look,
that
Paulie,
Abilene.
I remember before the season, you and I were
Abilene
like,
played Arizona.
yeah, they played
Oh,
Zona
yeah,
last
that's
night,
a
lost
tough.
by 30-something.
Yeah, 99
Yeah.
to 62.
Yeah. So look, I mean, Abilene Christian saying the same thing. Oh, we're paying walking bags of money. I didn't see any quotes from him, but I don't follow a ton of the beat writers from Abilene Christian either. So
That's right.
he could be out there. Go look it up. But look, I mean, look, BYU went out and tested themselves this year. UConn, Wisconsin, Miami, Dayton, Clemson. They played some nice teams in the preseason. It hasn't been a cupcake schedule.
Yeah.
They've only played a couple ranked teams. I get that. And look, you can't, you know, some of those tournaments were true tournaments. Some of them were just set games. So there's not a lot you can do. But this Big 12 conference is basketball elite. It always has been, always will be. With Houston, Kansas, Arizona, Iowa State, and BYU. And even Texas Tech is good at basketball this year.
They are.
There's 6 teams right there, and I have no idea who's going to win the conference.
I think
idea.
it's wide open. I mean, there's so many good teams at the top. Arizona's going to be the favorite in the betting odds just because of the way they've started, but you can't sleep on Houston. I think this is one of their more talented teams. They were just in the national title a year ago. They lost some pieces, but I still think they're going to be good. Kansas, if they get Peterson back, that adds another variable to the pie. I think this league schedule will be the toughest that BYU's ever faced in their Big 12 era. This is the best Big 12 basketball conference from top to bottom. And they are stacking quality wins. I saw this on Twitter. Teams with 6 quad 1 and quad 2 wins, Michigan and BYU. So to say that they've tested themselves is definitely correct.
Yeah, six. Because you played Clemson,
UConn.
Wisconsin,
They lost to
Miami,
UConn, but
Dayton, Clemson. Yeah, there's 6 there. I don't think Villanova was a quad 6 win.
I think Villanova was a quad 2 win.
Oh, was it?
It was.
Okay, so that was the 6th. Holy Cross, Delaware, no. Cal Baptist, of course, no. UC Riverside, Pacific, no. But half their games have been meaningful games. The others are, and look, I mean, your record, you are who you are at 10-1. They've lost one game to UConn by 2 points. And was it really close throughout? No, UConn had a very sizable lead, if you remember that game, and BYU came roaring back at the end and almost climbed the mountaintop. Just couldn't get quite all the way to the top and plant the flag.
And that's kind of a recurring theme with BYU.
Close,
not close, but no cigar. It's second halves. Like they were trailing to Miami at the half. They were trailing to Dayton at the half, and they were trailing to UConn at the half. They obviously didn't complete the comeback against UConn, but those other two teams in that Terry's Chocolate at the Wide World of Sports in Disney, they were able to come back and win. So this has proven to be a very good second half team that makes second half adjustments in the locker room with Kevin Young. So I'm very pleased with their start.
The thing about Richie's led the team in scoring in 5 of their games. Okay, They've played 12. DiBonza has led them in 4 games. So Richie is getting it done. He had 20 against Holy Cross. He had 26 against Delaware. That led the team. Richie had 26 against Wisconsin. Okay, and then you look at he had 29 against Dayton. And then he had 24 last night for the 5th time he has led. Now, look, I mean, him and Rob and DiBonza were all right there over 20 points. They were all equally impressive. DiBonza had 21 against Villanova. He had 25 against UConn, where he took that game over in the second half. And then he had 28 against Clemson and 26 against UC Riverside. Those are the games he's led the team in scoring. So... Cada's once, Davis Jr.'s led the team once, and that's it. It's been Saunders and DiBonza. Rob Wright has not led the team in scoring one time, but this is fine. He's a point guard.
And he hit a game winner already this year, so that's big.
Yep. But he's, I think his season high in assists is 12, and he's led you in assists most of the time. But DiBonza's led your team in assists at least 4 times too.
He's got a little point forward in him. He's got a little point forward in him. He's very comfortable to handle the ball and, run the offense. So
next game will be on Friday. They'll play in 2 days against Abilene Christian. That game will be on TNT.
Wow.
Then they host Eastern Washington, and then they're done. They're shut down from the December 22nd. After that Eastern Washington game, they don't play again until Saturday, January 3rd.
Conference play.
When they go to Kansas State. That game will be 11:30 a.m. on CBS, the big stick, CBS. There you go. Got to take a break. Off and running. Lots to get to today. We'll get into some Utah U football talk. We'll get you all the top stories. Region 9 roundup. We'll scour the X first for your top tweets. So much to get to. A couple coaches hopping on with us, we hope. So we will be back. And we are going to... probably talk here about 10 minutes away. We're going to get Pat Amico on the show. We'll talk with the Pineview Panther head coach. Big games tonight in Region 9 basketball, and we'll break that down for you and when we return. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy holidays. Okay, I've been looking forward to this. If you've been with us all morning long on the app, on the radio, thank you. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thanks for listening on 99.5, 95.3 in St. George. All the listeners up in Cedar City, good morning up there on 93.1 or 1400 AM in Parowan. We've got Pat Amico, head coach of the Pineview Panthers. Big week for the Panthers. Big week for the Mustangs, Flyers. Big week for the Tigers. There's 4 really big basketball games pre-Christmas, I think, and we're going to bring all 4 of them to you.
Yeah.
We're bringing in the heavy hitters. We're bringing in the Caden and Paul are going to be on a game. We're bringing in Big E, Eric Lutenbach with Ben Lindquist. I'm going to be gone, but we still making it work so we can get you all 4 high school games that we think are going to be terrific. On Wednesday and Friday. They're all great, right? We're into region play. They're all great, but there's some that could really set the tone for the Region 9 standings and the RPI this week, Paulie. So want to get into that. But I want to take just a second, and I was just curious, Paulie's list, and Tara, you and I can add to this list. It doesn't have to be just Paulie's list, but what are the things that make you most feel like Christmas? What makes you feel like Christmas? It's Christmas time. I mean, we are just almost a week away from Christmas. And for me, I don't know what you feel like, Paulie, but it's getting that Christmas tree up and having so the kids decorate. We make sure the family's all there. My wife will not put the tree up until all the kids are at home.
Yeah.
They all have their ornaments. They get to put them on the tree where they want. And it's kind of like, and so that, and we did that, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so.
Okay.
So that was kind of the signal. Okay, it's Christmas time, right?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so very important question related to the tree. Real or fake tree?
It is a fake tree.
Fakey. Ooh, okay.
We did the real trees a lot, and then
the smell.
Yeah.
and then once upon a time, I think after Christmas sale, we saw this one that has the pre-lit lights and everything, and it was like, it was 50% off. And so we're like, hey, maybe if we'll just grab that post-Christmas and we'll have that. And I think it's been a little less messy and a little easier.
Sap and all that stuff, bristles and all that stuff. I understand. My parents, I was like, I'm coming home to a real tree, right? And they're like, no, we went to a fake one about 2 years ago.
I remember getting the permit when my kids were really little and going up to the mountain and chopping it down and throwing it on the car and hauling it home and putting it up. And there is something to be said about that family time and that experience. But I haven't kept that tradition going.
Okay.
What is the number one thing that signifies Christmas to you?
I would probably go with just the lights around town, seeing the houses lit up, like driving through and seeing all the people's displays and stuff. I know there's more elaborate ones in certain parts of town. I know some people really do it up.
Your block is all in, or some is scattered. The thing.
Some people have the music like coordinated with the lights and everything.
Oh yeah. All right. So back, you're going home for Christmas.
I am.
Will you and your mom and pops, maybe granddad, maybe some cousins, you guys all jump in a car and go look at the Christmas lights? Is there a big scene there?
There's actually the Mormon temple in DC is all lit up and stuff, like around that area.
Okay.
Like going around DC.
I've never been to Washington, DC.
And there's a national Christmas tree, like right by the White House. We normally go to that.
100-footer?
100-something foot tree and all that. And
real or fake?
Real. I don't think they make fake. What's that fake?
Just checking.
But so then they have little trees for each state, all 50 states wrapped around the national tree. So they got one for Washington State, they got one for Virginia, for Idaho, for every state, and then the ornaments are themed to that state. So it's pretty cool. So we do that.
Do you like how he picked our home states?
I know, right?
Idaho, Washington, Virginia. Yeah, our home states for all 3 of us.
I don't know that he could name any others. No, I'm kidding.
Terry, what about you?
I'm kidding. Definitely the Christmas tree, but we do a real one. We just go buy it from a lot, though. We don't go cut it down.
I heard the radio ad the other day on Coney Country. Star Nursery has Christmas trees for $39.99. That seems really. Does that seem like a good deal?
Good.
I was with a buddy up in Park City. They were buying one to take home from a lot, just a random lot. $129.99 for a Christmas tree.
Yeah, I was thinking Star Nursery $39. That's pretty good.
That's good.
That's a
real
value.
tree.
Yeah, you get that smell. That's the most.
That's where
important
I'd be going.
Yeah, that's what I love. Yeah.
That's where I'd be going.
But then the other thing we do, like that kind of officially signifies the Christmas
Do you
season.
do the nativity scene?
No.
Do you dress Sammy up like baby
We
Jesus?
sit in the hot tub and we watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, there you go. That's
And that
cool.
officially kicks off like our Christmas season.
I thought you were going to go
Nice.
nativity scene on
Yeah,
me there.
with
You went
Sammy.
National Lampoon.
Sammy
Yeah.
being baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, if you said a lot of people would say nativity scene or Jesus is the reason for the season.
That's
So
right.
you
Yeah.
would get a lot of people that would
do that.
Would go with something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we're the jolliest bunch of a-holes this size in the house, so. So we go with National Lampoons.
Okay. Well, that's a funny movie.
It is a good
I
movie.
love Chevy Chase.
Yeah. It's a good one.
We do a couple traditions, so it feels like Christmas is really close when we do the Grinch cookies. We all make the Grinch
fun.
cookies.
Okay.
You know, we do
Nice.
that. We do the whole hot cocoa in the movie.
Okay.
Robin's big on, the one present on Christmas Eve, and then we usually, usually order a pizza that night and just make it easy because we're going to be cooking a big feast on. Now this is where we do the ham, Paulie. So just to show you how backwards you are, I am going to do a turkey on Christmas.
Oh, really?
Just to throw you
Hey,
off.
now
Yeah.
you have invited me over for Christmas before when I've been here, and I think I do remember there being a ham.
Yeah,
So
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got to go against the grain and do the turkey this year.
Yeah. No, I'll probably do both.
Okay.
Maybe do like some roast or something.
Yeah.
What about a prime rib?
Yeah, prime rib. There you
yeah.
go.
Prime rib seems Christmas
Now we're
to me.
talking.
It
Yeah.
does.
Get some of that horseradish, and that
Yes.
creamy au jus.
Mhm.
Yes,
Now we're talking.
Yes. Oh, I love prime rib.
New tradition. Let's go.
There you go. You're building them right here in the studio.
I haven't cooked a prime rib before.
neither.
Maybe this will be my maiden voyage on the prime rib.
Okay. That'd be good.
We'll see if I can
Think
pull
the
it
family
off.
would like it.
Yeah. Hey, anything else? Christmas lights, Christmas tree.
I like to see the wreaths on the door
wreaths.
too. Yeah, I like to see people's houses. I'm kind of just this is all driving stuff, lights, wreaths, stuff that you can see from the outside. But yeah, those kind of signify the Christmas to me too as well.
Good stuff. Happy holidays from all of us here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from the Fan Sports Network. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Pat Amico, head coach of the Pineview Panthers, stops by the show. Big week for PVHS. We'll break it down with Coach right after this timeout. Hey, we're rolling right along. Good morning here from the Finley Hyundai Studios. It is The Drive. Go shop at Zag this holiday season. Get your iPhone 17 cases, screen protectors, chargers, no matter what phone you have, they've got you covered. If you're traveling, they've got some of those portable charging kits that'll charge your Apple Watch, your iPhone, and your AirPods all at the same time. Cedar City and 2 St. George Zag locations. Go check it out for some great stocking stuffers. Now joining us on the phone, head coach of the Pineview Panthers basketball team, Pat Amico. Good morning, Coach. How we feeling? It's a big, big week for Pineview, and it's a big, big week for Region 9. There's some monster games this week, pre-Christmas in Region play, buddy.
Yeah, it's going to be a great week. It's crazy we're doing this before Christmas, but it is what it is, and we're excited. And Tara, Paulie, Dev, thanks for having us this morning.
Yeah, what's the number one thing that feels like Christmas to the Amico family or the Pineview basketball family? Is there something that kind of signifies, okay, it's the holiday season?
Within our family at home, it's probably right when the elves come, right? The elf on the shelf come.
Yeah.
We start that tradition with our Pineview family. This year is a little different. We have tonight's a big game for us, obviously, but tonight we're going to be rocking our Miracle for Mav shirts, and actually the entire crowd will be one of our coaches. His son, who just turned 9. Has brain cancer, and he actually starts treatment today.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have some Miracle for Mav shirts. We're his wife also coaches drill over at Crimson, so they've hopped on board, and
I
we're
saw
going to show
that.
some support for him.
Yeah, so Mav's 9. He's starting treatment today. I saw that. I was up in Cedar City at the drill competition, and I saw all the coaches wearing the Miracles for Mav with the number 7 on it, I believe. Was that Mav's favorite number? Okay, that makes sense.
It is, and so yeah, we've got some special stuff, and then they actually went to the BYU game last night, and I got a hold of Coach Burgess, and they took him into the locker room after the game, and KY held him up, and they did a chant Maverick on 3, and
cool.
And he got AJ's shoes, and it was a good day before he starts this fight, but he's a tough kid, and we're ready to go support him in any way we can, and we'll start that tonight with these shirts.
Coach, you just gave me goosebumps. I just got goosebumps. That is awesome. What a night for Mav last night. What a good kid. I can't wait. Thanks for sharing that. Pat Amico with us here. Let's talk some basketball. Do you like where you're at so far, Coach? Are you happy with the season so far? I know you had the number 1 ranking there, and then you dropped that game over at that Snow Canyon tournament, but still got to be pretty pleased overall with where your team's at, correct?
I think we have a lot of room to grow. I was really proud of our week last week. We went down to Gorman, and we were a little shell-shocked early, and we were down 20 at the half, and to only lose that game by 23, I was proud of our guys. We still have a lot of room to grow, and we lost our starting center in our second game of the year against Provo. We lost our starting guard, our freshman that plays 28 minutes a game for us, 3 minutes into the game at Gorman. And they're both battling their way back, and we're hoping to have them return to court stuff soon and back as quick as possible, maybe even by the end of the week, one of them by the end of the week, but for sure in January when we get region play rolling again. So I think we have a lot of room to grow. I didn't realize without Maddox, our center, how twisted up our offense would get. The pace really slowed for me. I didn't love it, but we're starting to figure it out. And, last week, we go Tuesday at Gorman. Wednesday, we had a tough region game with Snow Canyon. Friday, we're at Timpanogos. Saturday, we're at Cedar Valley. And, we were able to win those later 3 games and, get back rolling again. So that's the goal. But really the goal is to play the best basketball in late February, and hopefully we're building towards that.
Yeah, and you are back to number 1 in the latest 4A rankings, by the way, as well. Go ahead. I know Paulie's got a big-time question for you here, Pat. Listen closely to this one.
Let's get it, Paulie.
It'll be a little more of a hard-hitting one here.
It's a 2-parter. No.
As last February, you speak of late February of last year. How about February 15th of a year ago, you guys ousted the team you're playing tonight, the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, from the playoffs, 50-45. Do you know that they're going to come in like a hornet's nest that's been whacked, wanting to win this game, Pat? You got to know that these guys are going to have added motivation because you were the last team they saw last year.
Yeah, and we figured that's the case, and we've heard a couple of them talk about that. They talk about that game all the time, and we wouldn't expect anything less. It's a big rivalry game for us, and it's what we want, and it's what it is. It's region basketball, and we're excited, and we're ready to take our best swing at this thing.
It's going to be interesting to see how this week plays out with you guys playing Crimson tonight. That's 1 versus 5 in the latest Des News 4A rankings. Dixie Hurricane tonight, that's probably 4 versus, I would presume Hurricane is just on the outside of the top 5. I'm actually surprised that they're not ranked.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Yeah, they're not getting any respect, and yet they were the team that, lost in the semis to the eventual state champs last year. So how do you summarize this week? And you feel like you're ready for region play with this condensed preseason rolling right into region pre-Christmas?
Yeah, it's crazy that we're playing 3 and some teams even 4 games before Christmas. I'm not a big fan of it, but I think we could back this up one more week and make it to where you play one region game beforehand like we always have.
Yeah.
But we don't have a choice on the schedule, and it is what it is. And, whether we're ready or not, it's here. So we're going to be prepared. Luckily, I have some unbelievable coaches with Coach Sean, Coach Stearman, to put together a ton of clips and a great game plan. And we've been getting ready for these guys all week, and it's here. And then tomorrow night after the game, we'll go up to the office, and we'll figure out how to get ready for Friday night, and that's what we do.
And Coach, obviously they are a team in the region with a big 3 with Britton Phillips, McKay Lindquist, and Travis Murdoch. How do you combat a team with 3 capable scorers, and Phillips obviously a big energy guy for him too? So how do you combat a team with 3 potent scorers in the lineup?
Yeah, just try to slow them down the best we can. I've really been impressed with Mac and his shooting ability, but really he's turned it to another level. He's taken shots from way deeper than he ever would last year. Last year he was get to the middle, pull up mid-range guy, and toe the line 3 guy, and now he's college and NBA plus 3s he'll take. And then Britton's, when he squared up, he might be one of the best shooters in the region. When he gets square to the hoop, he's really good. And then Murdoch, he last year lived outside, and I get they had a couple other bigs, but now 66 attempts are from right around the rim, and only 33 combined from everywhere else. So he's not shooting it outside as much. He kind of throws his body into you, tries to draw the foul, and falls back, and so we'll have to stay out of foul trouble there and wall up. But they're a tough 3 that can really score it.
Were you impressed with what they did up there at that Sky Ridge tournament? I'm sure you've kind of scouted those games in preparation for this game tonight. They go 2-3. They end up taking 3rd in that tournament, and we're a whisker away from upsetting Sky Ridge on their home court in their own tournament.
Yeah, no, it's that's a great tournament. Even what Dixie did up there, they lost a tight one to Farmington, and then lost a tight one to another good team in Cottonwood, and then got a win. Like, all those teams up there are really good, and we'll see how that plays out. But to go 2-1 up at that Sky Ridge tournament's big time.
Coach, you mentioned that Riker sustained an injury a couple games ago. When he gets right and gets healthy and full go, how long do you think it is until his breakout game? We've been hearing about him since the summer, how talented this kid is.
Yeah, I think in the summertime, it's not as much, right? We're really detailed with our scouting reports, really detailed with, with our film and going through the other team sets and calling out their sets and noticing what they're running. And so I think all that was a little bit much for a freshman. And but I'm shocked it hasn't happened yet. It will come pretty quick. I wish he could play in one of these games so he can get the feel of how packed this gym will be and get those nerves out so later down the line he's ready. But I would expect when we're up at Riverton, and hopefully he's back by then, right before New Year's, the 30th and 31st, one of those days he's going to have a game, and everyone's going to be like, who's this kid scoring 15, 20 points? We haven't heard of him, and that's the ability he has. But where we've really been impressed with Rice so far is defensively, because, early on it was like especially like when he played 8th grade ball, like he could score 40 in a game, but, he wouldn't work as hard on defense, and he felt maybe he didn't have to or he didn't need to. And early we were worried in the summer, and he has picked it up. And I mean, he played 32 minutes against Juan Diego, who just beat Lone Peak, and it was, he had a couple points, but really it was the defensive side of the ball that he really helped us on. And he's going to have a big breakout year, and by the end of the region, he's going to be a guy that everyone's talking about.
Pat Amico, Pineview head coach, with us here on The Drive. It seems like Jelani shifted things into another gear when he needs to this year, Coach. I mean, I've seen his dunks. Yeah. I saw him in the Timpanogos game over the weekend last week and hit the game winner with 2 seconds left on the clock. Good pass, I think, by Caleb Schmidt on the inbound to get him the ball down in the key area. Talk about Jelani's growth from last year to this year.
Oh, he's not even the same person, let alone basketball player. You talk about that game winner. Like, he caught it in the post. Last year, he would have caught it, turned and just thrown it up quick. This year, he caught it. He took his time. He took a dribble. He gathered himself and was able to finish. He's crashing at an elite level right now. I mean, the way he's rebounding the ball is just crazy. It's he had 15 or so rebounds against Gorman. He had 18 against Snow Canyon. And those may have been flip-flopped, 18 and 15. He has been a double-double machine, and he leads region, or I think he might lead 4A in double-doubles, and that's just because he's crashing hard. He's getting 2-3 putback dunks a game. He's just leading us in every way, and we love it. But his energy is totally changed. His confidence on the court's totally changed. He has a team coming to see him today at 11 o'clock.
Wow.
A big-time JUCO, like the number 1 JUCO in the country right now, will be here at 11 o'clock to see him. And no, we're excited for what Jelani's bringing and still can bring. He's got a lot more to bring us.
17 points, 10.8 rebounds, 4.0 assists per game, and 2 steals a game for J.O. Pat Amico, The Pit, rocking tonight. We'll be streaming it. It'll be our Boulevard Home game of the week. We got 2 games for you tonight. Coach, you've got Caden, you got Ben and Big E over there tonight on your call. So have fun over there, and thanks for dropping by this morning.
Let's get it. Appreciate you guys, Dev. Safe travels, and Merry Christmas, you guys, and hopefully we'll talk later.
All right, Pat Amico, tonight, The Pit, Miracles for Mav, going to be awesome. Tune in if you can't make the game. We'll take the break. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is the Drive Show today, brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health, standing by this holiday season. As always, free T-tests. That's right, F-R-E-E, free. And check out their TRT. If your T levels are low, you need to get that test to see where you're at. So if you're feeling like tired all the time, not feeling like you used to when you were younger, your energy just low, your drive is low, you feel like you just don't have that edge anymore, then you need to get your T tested. They've got weight loss, customized weight loss plans that will really work for you at Game Day. Peptides, sexual performance products. They are your experts to helping guys in a man cave sports theme environment look and feel their best. Game Day Men's Health. Great partner with us here on the Fan Sports Network. Reclaim your game. Call or text for your free T-test, 435-265-4223. Don't put this off. If you've been hearing me talk about this but just haven't done it yet, don't put this off. Get scheduled today. Call or text for your appointment. Say, hey, guys, we're talking about you on the Fan. Want to get scheduled. 435-265-4223. Let's get to what's trending. Holy smokes, what's going on? Let's get right into it. How about some high school basketball from last night, Paulie? On the girls' side, we had all three road teams grab wins last night. And Region 9 girls basketball has really been fantastic. Pineview wins over Crimson, 49-48, back and forth battle
So
out
close,
there at the field house. And boy, oh boy, Coach Luce had to be excited to walk away with the victory. Kennedy Eves, young sophomore. I think that's Ryan Eves, former Panthers coach's daughter, that's now a sophomore. Scored 6 of the 9 and was clutch. They got, of course, some really, really good players like Reese Gustin. They will host Hurricane at 7 o'clock on Thursday. So that'll be the next one for Pineview. They win by 1. Snow Canyon beat Cedar by 1. Holy cow, on the road.
Yeah.
And they were down 5 to start the fourth quarter. Man, oh man, huge win there for Coach Sue Hoskins. Chesney hit, split some free throws to put them up with about 40 seconds by 150-49, and that's the score that ended. So that free throw ended up being the difference. Chesney was our Finley Subaru Player of the Week from 2 weeks ago. By the way, the voting was up. I don't know if it ended. We'll have to check the Instagram poll. We'll check that in just a minute on the Player of the Week for this week.
Check that.
Yeah, check that, Paulie.
I'm checking.
The other score last night was a lopsided one. Dixie continues to play unbelievable basketball. Coach Casey Winters has got them humming over there, and they win 64-32. And how about this? Girls basketball right now, Desert Hills 2-0, 7-1 with new coach. You got the results?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, give me the results. We'll go back to the standings.
Leading right now is Ty Rowley with 31%.
Cedar City.
He's your leader right now.
Yep. Who's second?
Looks like Travis Murdoch.
Okay.
And Tuller the close behind.
Okay. Yeah, tight race.
Yeah, tight race.
Tight race. Get out and vote before that closes. I think you can only vote for 24 hours, so probably going to close mid-morning here this morning. At the Fan Sports Network Instagram is where you would vote on the story.
That's right.
The Fan SN. The Region 9 girls standings so far. Desert Hills 2-0 in region. So is Snow Canyon. Dixie 1-0 in region, but 8-0 undefeated overall. The Dixie Lady Flyers have not lost a game. D Hills has lost one game. Yeah. That was the first game of the year to the Kanab Cowgirl team that had that 6'5" girl that's going to the University of Utah.
Yeah.
Other than that, Desert Hills has been great. So those two are great right now. It's Snow Canyon 6-3 overall. So is Pineview. They're 6-3.
Yeah.
So Cedar's 5-4. It's going to be a battle for Region 9 supremacy. I feel like the region, a little more parity maybe this year. Snow Canyon was so good for so long.
Yeah, they had a kind of a dominant run there for a little bit.
When you have a star like Olivia Hamlin and then you see what she's doing at BYU as a freshman, it's a little bit more parity now that she's graduated and moved on to the next level.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. All right, other stories.
Got one.
Go ahead, Paul.
The Marriott Center had a blowout last night, hosted a blowout. BYU defeats Pacific, the walking bags of cash, defeats Pacific 93-57. The big three, for the first time all season, scored 20-plus in a game. Richie Saunders, 24. A.J. DeBonza, 23. Rob Wright III, 22. DeBanz also scores 20-plus in 4 consecutive games for the first time since blank did it 11 years ago. Take a guess. What BYU player?
Jimmer Fredette.
Incorrect. 4 consecutive games. Another guy 11 years ago. Kind of a tough pull. I don't think you'll get this, but
let's see.
I'll give you one more guess, and then I'll tell you.
Okay, just go ahead.
Tyler Hawes. Would you ever have gotten that? I don't think I would have been able to pull that. So
I remember Tyler Hawes.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't know he scored like that for that long. But speaking of the walking bags of cash, might as well for anyone who missed it, the tweet from the Pacific Athletic Director, Adam Tashore. Tough one for the at Pacific men's b-ball tonight. Good scheduling lesson for the future in this funny money age we're in. No point in playing this game at all. You're not even playing a basketball team, just walking bags of cash. And BYU gave them a big bag of cash to play that game, which a lot of people are pointing out online is kind of contradictory to his statement.
Yeah, and you can turn around and give it to your guys if
That's
you
right.
want
That's
to.
right.
I don't know. Maybe there's rules against that. I don't know. But they win by 41.
They do.
Yep. They'll play Abilene Christian on Friday. Abilene Christian got boat raced by number 1 Arizona last night by over 30 points as well. Utah offensive lineman is heading to the NFL. Caleb Lomu.
Yeah, I saw this.
He declared for the NFL draft yesterday. Didn't allow a sack this season. Was first team All Big 12. First Ute so far to declare for the NFL draft.
I think Fano did already as well.
I didn't hear that. If it was,
okay.
Was that official?
I think he did. Yeah. Let me check that, but I'll make sure. I thought I saw that one of those picture posts saying of how great his time was, and
this is the first one I've seen, and the story, it says the first Ute to declare for the draft this season. So it's in the article, but they could be wrong. They could be wrong. Paulie's usually always right. So you better check your facts, brother. We've got the Mammoth last night, beaten by the Bruins. Mammoth could not extend the win streak. They lose 4-1 on the road in Boston. And, this is a Boston team that's a little better this year. Year. They're okay.
They're fine.
They're fine. This is not the Colorado Avalanche, though.
No, it's not. This is a game they probably should have hung a little better in. 4-1. It was kind of a stinker for the Mammoth.
I was watching that Colorado Kraken game last night.
You were.
Yes.
We saw you live tweeting.
Yeah.
I woke up to your tweets this morning. Or not tweets, your texts this morning. Yeah.
You fell asleep, huh?
I did, yeah. I did. I watched
Tara,
you
asleep?
too.
You fell asleep
Tara was
too?
asleep. I saw her
fell
not
asleep.
responding, so I was like, she's got to be in bed.
I was the lone. I was talking to myself
the
last
You're the
night.
real Kraken fan in the room.
Right?
They got a penalty shot.
Yeah.
And one of the defensemen went in there and saw the puck loose. The goalie couldn't find it, and he covered it up, which is a penalty shot. And the Kraken could have took a 4-3 lead, and
Couldn't do it.
Eberle,
Yeah.
their captain, Eberle,
Yeah.
missed.
Tara's got a jersey.
He faked like he was going backhand, went back to the glove side, and it went off the post on the PK.
Yeah, it was-
And then like 2 minutes later, Avalanche took a 4-3 lead, and then they
then
got
it
a
was
nifty
over.
netter late to make it a 5-3
It's
game.
insane what the Avalanche are doing.
The Kraken
right now.
were close, though. They
They
gave them
did.
a heck of a fight last night.
You understand the Avalanche are 24-2-7.
Yeah.
They only have 2 regulation losses.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were pointing that out on the
season.
broadcast last night.
That is
Yeah.
insane. I don't know how this came to be. They weren't even that great last year. They lost to the Stars in the playoffs. I mean, they got bounced, but Gabriel Landeskog comes back from all the health problems, and he's like their third-line center now. So it's like, if he's playing third line for you, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
So tough one for the Kraken. We were all rooting for him, buddy.
I know. I was too. It's all right.
The Caps got beat bad, too, yesterday by the Wild.
Yes, I saw
Got
that.
blanked 5-0.
Jazz have a little time off before their next game. Utah will return Thursday, tomorrow. Home match with the Lakers. Jazz have lost both the meetings with Los Angeles so far this season, but they're 10-15. They're 10-15, and maybe a chance here to upend Luka and LeBron. It'll be rocking in the Delta Center. And whenever the Lakers come to Salt Lake City, it's usually rocking. There's usually some Laker fans that
Yeah, there
find their
are.
way to Salt Lake
There'll
City.
be a lot of Luka jerseys out there tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
I might put mine on.
Are you? You have a Luka
Got
jersey?
one?
I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna wear it to the studio
Yeah,
just to spite Polly.
Yeah.
We are closing on what I think is going to be a terrific Thursday night football game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
As the Seahawks host the Rams, and I will be at the game. Me and my son are going up a little birthday present for his birthday a couple months ago. I got him tickets to this game, so we're going to be in Seattle tomorrow night watching this game. So we leave later on this afternoon, flying out tonight. We'll be
Keep
out
the
there.
fingers crossed for you, buddy.
Lumen Field. It can be a battle. But
Yeah,
look, Sam Darnold is not throwing 4 interceptions like he did in the first meeting against the Rams. I
Don't expect him to.
It's going to write a different script. But Seattle's going to have to play better than they did against the Colts if they want to beat the Rams.
Yeah.
But the line is actually Seattle by 1. I was a little surprised that they're both 11-3. But I was a little surprised Seattle was favored. I thought maybe the Rams would be favored by 1.
They're at home.
Yeah,
Should give them some help there.
Yeah, well, they were favored by 14 at home last Sunday, and
Well, they had a
won by
stinker.
2. Won by 2.
Yeah, they played bad. So hopefully they'll have more in the tank. Might have been the classic look-ahead game. You know, you see a 44-year-old quarterback, you're thinking, oh, we're going to smoke these guys, and we got the Rams up next. Might have been the look-ahead.
I want to believe this team's pretty focused. I just think the Colts' defense, Rivers got the ball out quick. His decision-making was really good. He knows the offense. That was evident. I mean, he's got a wet noodle for an arm. He can't throw it 20 yards downfield.
Yeah, I just hope they sack Stafford more than Rivers, because Rivers did a really good job
he didn't want to get
staying
hit.
upright.
He didn't want to get hit.
And he got it out fast, and that's the truth of it. The only time he was sacked was when he fell down. So.
The Dolphins are considering a major roster change. Head coach Mike McDonald told the media yesterday that everything is on the table when he was asked if benching Tua was a possibility. Miami, of course, got eliminated from the playoffs following a big loss to the Steelers on Monday Night Football. The backup is Z Willie.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And
Get him another run.
And Quinn Ewers is there as well.
Okay.
He is the
All right.
other quarterback on the roster. So with them eliminated from the postseason, it's just I just don't understand the Tua contract. Was it $167 million of guaranteed money?
Yeah.
They renewed him in 2024. Was it a 3 or 4 year deal? This is they're the dead cap hit. I mean, they're paying him 30 some odd and escalating for the next couple of years. Like this
catastrophic business decision.
with the Tua concussions, all that guaranteed money. I mean, Tua's agent did a heck of a job.
He did very
and now
well for his
Miami is
client.
kind of handcuffed. Like if Joe Burrows really wanted out and forced his way out of Cincinnati, like. I mean, I guess you could trade Tua to the Bengals, but they don't want him.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Well, the Rams or the Lions didn't want Goff, if you remember correctly.
Threw
him in on that deal.
Yeah.
It was all picks and Goff just because they were giving up a quarterback.
Right.
So they sent a quarterback in return. So sometimes another man's trash is someone's treasure. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I don't know. I mean, I'm undecided on this one.
Yeah, I feel like they need to bench McDaniel too. Can we somehow?
Well, he was on the hot seat
Bench
like
a
the
bunch of them.
entire 5, 6, first 7, 8, 9 weeks of the season, and
Yeah.
they've won some games, which has saved his job. But
Yeah.
he was definitely on the chopping block for sure earlier.
Down in Las Vegas last night. I was hosting that gala. I did not get to watch this game, but I was kind of tracking the score a little bit. It was a 2-point game at halftime. It was really close. I was like, ooh, this NBA Cup game is tight. But then the Knicks ran away a little bit there down the stretch in the second half, and they are your NBA Cup champions. Knicks defeat the Spurs 124-113 down in Vegas. 35-19, they outscored the Spurs in the fourth quarter. After entering the fourth quarter trailing by 5. So a ferocious comeback there.
Yeah.
OG Anunoby,
Oh, yeah.
28 points.
OG.
Jalen Brunson at 25 to help New York take $500,000 plus for each player on the team. Dylan Harper came off the bench and paced San Antonio with 21 points in the loss. Good to see the top draft pick of the Spurs. There are a lot of young talent on that Spurs team. But $530,000 per player.
Was the winner. Yeah.
530, nice little bonus.
It's a good Christmas bonus right there.
Yeah.
is.
I take it.
That pays your rent at the high-rise penthouse all year in New York City. Rent's covered.
Yeah.
That's right.
What is rent on those penthouse high-rises?
can't even
$50,000 a
imagine.
month, something crazy?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it covers it. Covers almost. All right, those are your top stories and your headlines. Brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. Get on out and play some golf. Just $80 now through the end of the year. Get your tee times, coralcanyongolf.com. Or you can pick up the phone and call and see what tee times they got. Maybe they got some slots out there on a Wednesday afternoon. You want to get out and play today? Work till noon, go play. 435-688-1700. Grab some gifts for the golfer on your Christmas list while you're at the pro shop. And if you want to play on Christmas Eve, that will be next Wednesday, a week from today. They are doing a 10 o'clock shotgun start. So they got room for, what would that be, 124 to 136 players there. You could 142 max probably. You could get one of those slots, get a foursome, get a shotgun group, and you can play your own ball, but they're just getting everybody out on the course. So you're done by 2:30 or so, 3 o'clock, and then you got time to get off into your Christmas Eve festivities, and the staff can go home early and be with their family as well. That's great. So the 10 o'clock shotgun on Christmas Eve, I think it's $85, comes with cookies and hot chocolate. So they're doing the whole festive thing at Coral Canyon Golf Course. One of our great local sponsors here of The Drive. All right, that's your top 8 today. We'll take a break. We're coming back. We got lots to get into. I want to get into top tweets when we come back. Paulie has scoured the X-verse. What will he find? Stay tuned, and you will find out. I'm going on a little quick vacation.
Yeah, that song was just for you.
Yes, I love it. Little Thomas Rhett. Thomas Rhett's good. Thomas Rhett's a very talented country artist. I like Thomas's music. That whole album is a great album.
It is.
Devin, Tara, Paulie, thanks for waking up with us on the drive. Welcome back. Tyler Roberts, Dixie Flyers head basketball coach, will join us here in about 10 minutes on the program. They've got Hurricane tonight. Big Region 9 game tonight. One of two huge games. The other one I would say that is monumental early in the season is Crimson at Pineview. Paulie, you're going to be doing this Dixie Hurricane game tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be. You guys will both be there.
Yes.
We will.
I didn't coordinate my Seahawks tickets very good. I'm missing a couple good games tonight and a couple good games on Friday. But when I booked this for his birthday back in October, I didn't think that far ahead. I was just like, oh, Rams on Thursday night. That'd be a good one to get tickets and go take him to for a birthday present. So we're gonna go have a good time in Seattle, and I'll be back. After the Today Show, I'll be back in on Monday. We'll have shows first of the week next week before Christmas. Me and Tara, Paulie will be in Virginia. You're leaving Saturday to go on vacation. All right, we got Tyler Roberts coming up, so let's get to top tweets. Top tweets today brought to you by Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's, a sponsor of the highlight of the week, and Jelani Ojegba's breakaway dunk last week made the highlight of the week, and we're going to have the voting at the end of the month, and the winning team will get a catered meal for the whole team from Jimmy John's, and we still want your nominees, so please go to our website, and if you see or capture on video a local highlight, any level, any sport, doesn't matter, we want your clips, submit them to us at thefansportsnetwork.com, and if we pick your submission, we will give you a $100 gift certificate to Jimmy John's.
All right, let's get started with this one from Blake Neiman. Blake's Take 2 on Twitter. He is a Fox 10 and Phoenix reporter, and he has got an audio clip from Kenny Dillingham, who I have really liked his candid remarks on the transfer portal. And he's got a comment on if he's surprised by how many quarterbacks are entering the portal.
Not at all. I mean, absolutely not at all. This is just a new normal, and it's uncomfortable for some people, but I keep saying it. This is a different industry, and it's a whole different model than it was 12 months ago, 24 months ago. It is constantly changing, and as the cost to enter increases, not just for a player, but to build a team, to build a program, to maintain a staff, you're going to constantly see change. Because that's the world that, we're in right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it is what it is. And you've got to be able to adapt, to continue to raise your level and operate, or you're going to die. And it's unfortunate because you could go in one day with a plan, and the next day, that plan sucks. It's 3X to run that plan. You better be ready to have your plan to how to become 3X what you just were 4 days ago. Because 4 people at other institutions chose to be all in. Well, now you got to be like, well, we got to change some things up if we want to be competitive. Or you got to find a way to kind of survive those moments if you're not competitive until the seas kind of settle. And that's the challenge right now is you're in that balance of trying to succeed. Well, also if you fall behind, are you still going to be coaching? Or are you not going to be coaching at that time because this industry is wild and you go from shithouse to castle overnight? And that's the other aspect of this whole industry that just makes it very interesting.
Oh, man,
he might be my favorite quotable college coach.
Is. And he is kind of compounding on this next tweet I have. 8 5-star quarterbacks between the 2023 and 24 classes. Only one has never entered the transfer portal, and that's none other than the guy I've been critical of, Arch Manning. He stayed the course, but all the quarterbacks, Nico Iamaleava, Dante Moore, Jackson Arnold, Malachi Nelson, DJ Lagway, Dylan Raiola, and Julian Sand have all transferred at one point in their career. So every 5-star quarterback from the last 2 classes has moved on at some point in their career for greener pastures, more money. Like Kenny says, the industry's changing every 24 hours, basically. Yeah. So it is ever morphing.
Who can unite college football again? Who can bring college football back? Who can say, here's the salary cap, You got to sign a 2-year contract. You can't leave for 2 years.
Trump was talking about an executive order
Yeah,
like months ago.
does it take Trump to get this done?
It might be. It might
Yeah.
be. Yeah. I mean, it might have to come from a higher level than the NCAA. I think somebody has to come and rein this all in because, yes, it is out of hand right now.
Yeah.
And I used to, beginning on the show, I used to think it was cool, the NIL. You know, I used to combat you every show when we talk NIL and transfer portal. I said, it's for the player. This is a player's era right now. We lived in the NCAA era my entire livelihood, but now it's the players' era, and they're getting their chance now. But it has gotten to be wild.
I almost preferred it when it was just under the table and we never heard about it, unless there was a scandal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everyone was doing it then, and to think that no one was is naive.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
Everyone was definitely still paying players, but it wasn't like it is now, where it's out in the open, and these guys are millionaires by the age of 18.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Yep. All right.
I got more though.
Okay,
but,
let's grab
how
two
much
more.
time? How much time
We got 3 minutes.
Okay, how about this one from NBA Central? An anonymous NBA scout says Cameron Boozer doesn't have the potential to be the best player on a championship team like Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonza do. His quote, "Can you put the ball in his hands and know he's going to be able to get a bucket or create something at the end of the game? When the game's on the line, ? Is he good enough to at an NBA level ? It's not a knock on Cam. It's just those other two guys have the potential to be the best player on an NBA championship team.
Yeah, they can go out and get a bucket whenever, however, especially DeBonza.
Yeah. And production for Boozer has been really good to start the season.
And with Peterson not playing, it would shock me if DeBonza is not the number 1 pick. He's been anointed the number 1 pick for a couple of years now. You would be silly for a team not to pick AJ over these other guys.
I would agree. I thought Peterson
now, the certain team could go Boozer over Peterson because of the injury concerns.
Yeah. I think Boozer could climb.
If that power forward position was the biggest area of need over a shooting guard, it just depends on who's taking that pick.
And I think saying Boozer, this anonymous NBA exec, which I hate the anonymous guys that come out and make these declarative statements about prospects, but the anonymous exec is probably not taking into account that he could be a Tim Duncan. You never know. I mean, he's not as flashy. He's below the rim. He's not as a high flyer or whatever, but he could be a Tim Duncan waiting in the wings and be a great player for a long time. And last one here, as we're running out of time, from Adam Schefter, former Alabama football coach and current ESPN college football analyst. Nick Saban has purchased a minority stake in the NHL's Nashville Predators. How about that? He's getting into the hockey game.
Wow, got to spend his money on something.
Yeah, what a nice toy to have, a professional hockey team.
I was going to throw a bonus tweet in, and I was going to pick something about Eric Kerr getting hired from Corner Canyon to Weber State.
That's
I don't know
right.
if people saw that story yesterday afternoon.
I texted you guys that. That was a cool story.
Yeah, I'm excited for Eric Kerr. Because here's a guy that was at Jordan High School, went to Corner Canyon in 2017. He won 6 state championships. He coached Jackson Dart. He coached Zach Wilson. He coached Isaac Wilson. He coached Devin Brown, Helaman Kasuga.
Yeah.
And the list goes on. And his son is a wide receiver, Noah, who had almost a 2,000-yard, 18-touchdown season with Jackson Dart as his quarterback. But I think this year at Weber State, he was 14 catches for 1 touchdown and 180 yards or something. Mickey Middle went 4-8 this year.
Yeah, I mean, you know James Edward from Edward's Edge, right?
Yeah.
He tweeted at the Deseret News, I've covered Eric. Is it Kerr?
It's Kerr. The J is silent.
For 17 years, and attention to detail is a big factor in success at the next level. He's going to crush it at Weber State and beyond. So, pretty complimentary tweet from a guy that's been covering him for a long time.
I'm excited to see college teams take chances on high school coaches to see if it translates. So we'll see how that works out for Eric Kerr. He should be able to recruit Utah really well. And there's 5 or 6 Corner Canyon players on that Weber State football team, including his son. I got to take a quick break. When we come back, Tyler Roberts joins us next on The Drive. Big one for the Flyers as they take on the Tigers tonight in a Region 9 showdown. We'll break it down for you, and Coach will join us after this break. Welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive. Greetings, salutations, 8:33 on a Wednesday morning. We're counting down the days to Christmas. Happy holidays from all of us. And how about this week, in between shopping and baking cookies and wrapping Christmas presents, you can get out tonight and watch some incredible high school basketball games. In fact, two of the girls' games last night went down to 1-point games. Yeah. Pineview winning by 1, Snow Canyon winning by 1. Dixie, a big win. The Dixie Lady Flyers are 8-0 under Casey Winters so far, and they won big last night as well. But tonight it's the boys' turn, and front and center on the stage, now starring, will be the Dixie Flyers and the Hurricane Tigers, one of two huge matchups in Region 9. Here to talk about it, Tyler Roberts, head coach of the Flyers. Good morning. How the Fly fam feeling on a game day Wednesday pre-Christmas, Coach?
Yeah, doing great. Just happy to be here, and thanks for having us on air.
Do you have to do any Christmas shopping, or does your wife know you're busy coaching region games before Christmas, and she handles it for you this year?
Yeah, she definitely handles the most. Yeah, she handles most of it, but I try to do a few things that surprise some others, right?
Coach, we had Pat Amico on the show, and he was just saying how much he hated having such big region games so early in the season before Christmas. And I don't know how you feel on it, but they've condensed the schedule. I know we talked a little bit about it at our media day, before the season, but now that we're playing all these region games, and I know some have been rescheduled, but it seems crazy. You guys only have 7 games under your belt, and you have 2 huge games tonight and then again on Friday night.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I totally agree with him. I think it's too early, obviously, to have it would have been 3 region games for us because we were scheduled to play Pineview last week, and we both were going to a tournament, so we pushed that one off. So we would have had 3 of our biggest region games already before Christmas, which I think it's just too early. We still are trying to figure things out. Having Chaz play football, we got him later too, and it's just a little bit more difficult that it's right in the middle of your preseason.
Yeah, you guys got some new players, so you're trying to get that chemistry in with only 7 games under your belt. You can get a lot done in practice, but there's nothing like game reps, right, Coach? I mean, my goodness. And you guys went out and were tested last week. You played some of the best teams in the state, including what many people believe is the very best team that's absolutely loaded with talent, that Tentview T-Bird team.
Yeah. And that was a fun experience. Coach Kitchen was obviously, I've been friends with him. He was, Jordan and Kyle's assistant coach there at Snow College. And he's like, hey, I don't have any home games. I'm like, well, we'll come play you. And he's like, we have a lot of teams that won't play us right now. And I'm like, we'll come play you at your place. We're coming up to that tournament. And so that was a fun experience for our guys to be able to play. I think at that point in time, there were 22 in the country, and we cut it to 6. We got down early, couldn't make some shots, but then we cut it to 6 in the third quarter. And then they're just, that talent they have on that team is unbelievable. So it was just a fun experience for us to go play them now.
Yeah, I was talking to Ryan Forsey, and he does a lot of the Fly Fam broadcast, and he said, man, to keep it under 20, a lot of teams won't do that, and you guys did that. I think you ended up losing, 66-51, I think was the final score in that one. And then, man, that Skyridge tournament, a couple nail-biters, Coach. But what'd you learn about your guys getting out there on that road trip last week?
Yeah, those are always fun tournaments. We played Farmington, again, a 6A team. The game that I'd love to have back would be that Cottonwood game, just because they are a 4A team. We played 3 really good quarters and then just kind of fell apart in the fourth quarter. So I'd love to have that fourth quarter back. There's a lot that we can learn from, obviously, through film and that type of stuff. But, and then beating Mountain View kind of the next day was a good win to be able to, get back on the saddle and be able to figure some things out. And we cleaned some things up, which was nice, but I love that tournament just because we do get to see some bigger schools and get the guys away, right? So that's kind of our one trip that we get away and be able to kind of have that bonding time and be able to hang out and just try to get better.
And Coach, as we shift our focus to the Hurricane game tonight, Hurricane, one of my most intriguing teams in the region. They have 3 guys averaging double figures, and they're super efficient. All 3 of those guys averaging 40% or more field goal percentage. So you're up against a tough offensive challenge tonight. What kind of exotic defensive looks and things can you do to maybe speed these guys up a little bit, get them out of the flow?
Yeah, Hurricane is playing really good basketball. Coach Stout's done a great job with that group. Obviously, in Devin's words, BK, right? Brigham Camp.
Yes. Yeah, BK.
Yeah, he's a very, very, very good player, meaning he'll score at all 3 levels, but even if you contain him, or try to slow him down, he's just such a good passer, too. So he'll be able to break the defense down and be able to find the open guy. So I think with Hurricane, I think you just got to hope that they kind of have an off night, obviously playing in the hangar, and again, try to contain them. I think we can control the rebounding a little bit. That would be a nice thing, right? And then be able to shoot the ball a little better at home. So, I look forward to a really good game. I think it should be a really exciting game for sure.
The matchup I'm interested in is Colin Simmons and Clyde Barrett. When I was out there last Wednesday, Barrett had a really nice performance against Desert Hills. Yeah. You know this kid well. Talk about that matchup and talk about how good Colin Simmons is, Coach, because, man, I saw he got all tournament up at Skyridge again. He's getting a lot of accolades. Are the offers starting to really roll in yet for a Colin Simmons with his height and size and ability?
Yeah, I think – again, I think going up north and other teams, going against him and seeing him, I think he kind of has been flying under the radar. I think the interesting thing about Colin that a lot of people don't realize is, yes, he plays the 5 spot for Dixie, but really he's probably a 3 in college. And so I think that these college teams that see him play and realize that, he's not just back to the basket guy. He's, putting the ball on the floor. He's hitting 3-pointers, I think that's what they're really liking. So we had, he's had quite a few JUCO calls this last week too, which was kind of fun for him to start that process of that recruiting side of things, which is fun. And then back to your other question about that matchup, Clyde's playing really well. Obviously, we know Clyde very well, and he's a great kid, and he's really good with his back to the basket. So I think that's going to be I think that matchup tonight actually could be the tell of the game. I think the guards will be able to kind of do their thing on both sides, but I think that matchup is probably the key point to the game.
Coach, region play in its infancy right now, but how would you characterize this region with 3 teams in the Deseret's top 5 and so some really competitive teams nipping on the heels of that top 5 as well?
Yeah, I think it's the same story every single year. We're always going to have 4 to 5 teams that are kind of in the top. I say it every year also. Region 9 is the best region that prepares you for state playoffs and for the state tournament, because you get those tough, hard-nosed games where coaches are prepared. They prepare just like it's a state tournament game, So it's any night you can get beat, if you're not prepared or if you have that off night. It's just the way it is, and which is fun too, right? I mean, for the guys, they all know each other, which is fun. I love our region and being able to just grind and yeah, I mean, the best team's going to win each night.
Coach, you've seen the film. I'm sure you're really acutely aware of Asher Blair, Brigham Kemp, and some of the guards and some of the trapping defensive schemes that Hurricane runs. I got that firsthand last week, and Brigham Kemp 4.5 steals per game is the best in the state, if I'm not mistaken, right now. How do you combat that? Your guards have to be really good with decision making and handling of the basketball tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. That comes down to, obviously, we've seen it on film. We know what to expect that way. And then we've implemented some things in practice. And then, again, the guys going out and executing. That's the bottom line is if you don't know what's coming, right, then you can be surprised on some things. But I think if you're prepared and you've seen some things on film and we've gone through those, then, now it's just up to the guys to be able to execute and be able to relieve some of that pressure. And then not only relieve the pressure, then it's executing out of it. Can we score out of it? Can we take advantage of those opportunities? That's probably the key.
How do you not look ahead? Is it easy tonight, Coach, not to look ahead because it is Hurricane? They got all your attention because you got another big one on Friday. This is, like I said, is a huge week for the Flyers, the Mustangs, the Panthers, the Tigers. All 4 teams kind of playing some big games early on in the season pre-Christmas.
No, you're exactly right. I know I play Crimson on Friday, but I have not looked at any game film because my focus is definitely Hurricane. So you definitely got to go one at a time in this region and just prepare that way.
And obviously, Coach, the magnitude of these games, massive. The early season nature makes it tougher as well. You're the only coach in the region I asked this question to, but Coach, is it dress shoes tonight or is it the fragments?
Yeah, well, we're still kind of pulling off the dress up at home thing. So tonight's going to be some dress shoes, unfortunately for you.
Oh, yeah, that's a letdown for me. But he's got to do what's best for the team.
Yeah, got to lead by example.
That's right.
If the kid's got to wear.
I'm still going with tradition, right? The Dixie High old tradition. We dress up at home. So
okay, that's right.
There you go, Coach Tyler Roberts hanging out with us tonight. The hangar will be popping. Caden and Paul, Tara, all going to be down there. We're going to be streaming that game. You can listen to that game or watch it. We'll get it out on our socials or the fansportsnetwork.com with all the links. Coach, have fun out there. Go get them, and good luck this week. Big week for you and the Flyers, and we'll see how it all plans out. And Merry Christmas to you, the team, and your family.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys, and thanks again for having us.
All right, Tyler Roberts, head coach of the Flyers. It's gonna be a pre-Christmas moving week, baby.
Yeah,
I'm telling you what. These games are important, and I know we're focused on these big 2 games, Paulie. But there's a couple other games that could get a kind of another team in the mix if they can win these other games. Like, Snow Canyon, if they can go up to Cedar's 0-2, but Ty Rowley's playing great. In fact, he's leading vote getter right now on our Player of the Week, our Finley Super Player of the Week.
He is, 32%.
So can Snow Canyon go up there and hand them another loss, or does Rowley go off and Cedar grab their first region win? So that's going to be an important one. Is that you really don't want to start 0-3 pre-Christmas. Christmas if you're Cedar. That does not sound like a fun Christmas at the household there for Coach Monks and the Reds. And then you look at Friday's games. Again, Hurricane at Dixie tonight, Crimson at Pineview, and then you've got that game Snow Canyon at Cedar. Those are tonight, but Friday's just as big. You've got Dixie at Crimson, and we'll have that game for you. And then you've got the Pineview
going to
Hurricane
H-Town
game in the Tiger's Den.
That's right.
And then Snow Canyon goes to Desert Hills to the Thunderdome. And Desert Hills is 1-1, not playing tonight, but they're 1-1 in their region games so far. So a lot of these teams playing 2 or 3 region games before Christmas, and this is a big week for everybody to jockey in the standings going into the holiday moratorium and break. All right, we got to go into a break. And then we're back to the Findlay Hyundai Studios. More sports talk, wrap things up, get you ready for the day in sports. Stick with us on The Drive.
I know.
No kickback for me. Oh, my goodness. We are live. What's going on, everybody? We are having way too much fun.
Yes. The breaks have been lively.
Happy holidays. We started the show talking about BYU basketball because they won by 41, and then the Pacific AD had some walking bags of cash comments. So the first 20 minutes or so of the show, we were all hammering down
all
on
about that. The bags of cash.
That topic, yes. Then we had Pat Amico on.
Yeah.
And Pineview, big game tonight at the Pit. And, man, you know what? That melted my heart when we heard Coach Pat Amico say that Mav, this 9-year-old kid, dad's at Pineview, mom's drill coach at Crimson, starting chemo today.
Yeah.
Got to go to the BYU game last night, go in the locker room. AJ gave him his shoes. Like, KY
cool.
held him up in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, really cool for that young man. And awesome stuff there. And then, of course, got in some headlines and then just had Tyler Roberts on the show. They got that big one tonight, as well as Dixie is going to be at the Hangar.
Yep.
And they're taking on the Brigham Kemp-led Hurricane Tigers. This Hurricane team is very good. I cannot believe they're not ranked.
Yeah.
I mean, if they beat Dixie, they better be ranked in the Des News.
Yeah, they will.
The rankings could shuffle quite a bit. There's huge RPI points on the line this week with these 4 big matchups. And even if you look at that Desert Hills and Snow Canyon game on Friday, that's going to be meaningful for both of those schools to kind of keep pace and stay in the mix because it's early on. So, man, I'm really intrigued tonight. I'm not bummed that I'm like, I wish I would have. This is not the good week to be gone.
You're conflicted.
I'm conflicted, but man, I'm really looking forward to just hanging out with my son for a couple days.
You got to get out there.
And we're going to the Hawks-Rams game tomorrow night. And this has been planned for the last couple months. It was a birthday gift for my son. He turned 21 this year. Can you believe I have a 21-year-old, Paulie?
I have a little tailgate.
Man, I got a 33-year-old Paulie, and I got a 21-year-old now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
No wonder I got gray hair starting to pop here around the fringes.
A little less gray hair from him than me, right?
Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
A lot less.
Yeah.
We're talking 10-1.
Boy, oh boy. 10-1.
Look at her getting her shot in over there. She does like to get her shots in.
Exactly.
Where's the gun sound? We need that.
I did it. I just did a shotgun.
We do, yeah. We got it.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is. All right.
That thing's a little...
It's aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That was our turkey shoot.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's right.
It woke people up. Remember that one time it was cranked up and woke me up for like the next hour.
We had one college bowl game last night. Troy lost.
Yeah.
Jacksonville State won.
Yeah, they lost.
We've got another bowl game tonight. They've really done a good job spreading the bowls out into January, so you almost every day got at least a game.
Looks like 2 today.
Is there 2 today?
2 today. The Cure Bowl, which is ODU, Old Dominion, against the South Florida Bulls. And the other game, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns taking on the Delaware Blue Hens in the Ventures Bowl. So you got 2 bowl games today, kind of a boring slate of games, but unless you're an ODU or South Florida or Louisiana or Delaware fan. So not the most captivating for the viewer.
We did in top headlines talk about Tua for a second.
Yeah, he got benched officially.
Yeah.
Sources are saying now that Tua is going to be benched, and Quinn Ewers, not Zach Wilson.
Oh, wow.
They want to see what they've got in the rookie here. They want to see how Ewers does. So Ewers reportedly going to get his first start. This is breaking just now on Sunday. Actually, a really soft landing spot against the Cincinnati Bengals defense.
Good defense to start your first game. But what does this mean for Tua? Is this the end of the Tua era in Miami?
He's got the NFL's most interceptions. He's thrown 15. They just got boat race 28-15 on Monday night. He never plays great in the cold. He had 2 touchdowns, but they both came once the game was already decided.
Yeah, garbage time.
I mean, he doesn't seem mobile to me. He takes silly sacks. He's not evading them. His pocket presence isn't great. And Mike McDaniel just said, look, the quarterback play was not good enough. No. And they were evaluating.
Yeah.
The problem is Tua signed the 4-year, $212 million extension in 2024 after he led the NFL in passing yards in 2023. Then he missed 6 games last season. He's been durable this year, and he's guaranteed $54 million for next season.
Yeah.
And on March 15th next year, $3 million of his 2027 salary becomes guaranteed. If the Dolphins were to release him in 2026, they would have a $99 million dead cap charge. I was talking to a Dolphin fan about this at Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And they're a big Dolphin fan, and they wanted Burrow. And they were like, well, if we could only get Burrow and just let Tua go. I'm like, if you let Tua go, you understand you're going to cripple yourself. Now, the dead cap hit wasn't $99 million, but it was up there for Russell Wilson, and Denver has overcome that. It's not impossible.
Not impossible.
If you find the right quarterback, and Bo Nix certainly looks like the part right now, coming off 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, and they beat the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. So, Zach Wilson, who's the overall number 2 pick. I don't even know if he's the backup for Tua's the backup now for yours. That's not clear.
I don't know. That hasn't been stated yet, I don't think.
But if you're Z Willie, you wanted out of the Jets. That was a grease fire. You get to Miami. I do think Zach Wilson eventually someday in the league is going to get another look to start. There's too many teams in the league that need quarterbacks. I just don't know if it'll be Miami or not. It depends on how Ewers plays.
Yeah.
Because if Ewers goes out this week and then they give him another start next week and he stinks it up, maybe they give Wilson a start at week 17. If he plays good, maybe he's got some momentum going into next year. If not, he's probably looking to go elsewhere. And didn't he sign a 1-year deal with the Dolphins?
Who, Zach?
Zach Wilson?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think the current quarterback for next year's on the roster for the Dolphins. But
I don't think the current quarterback for next year's on the Steelers either.
Yeah.
I don't think the current quarterback on the Jets is on the roster. I don't think the current quarterback fill in the blank. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks still in the NFL.
Sure, but this is the most notable contract.
I mean, is Patrick
cap.
Is Patrick Mahomes going to be ready to start next year then?
Rodgers is on a 1-year deal.
I know.
Fields is on a 1-year deal.
I know.
This is an
with Tua.
extended big money contract.
Yeah.
So, this will be a huge detriment to their team if they do cut him.
Yeah. Good stuff. Final thoughts. Rate the show. Paulie, go.
Wow. Really good today, I thought. 2 coaches, both have big games tonight. Had great interviews. I like to talk about the Pacific AD. I did enjoy that. The BYU fans came to the defense of the school, and I liked their rallying cry. I thought that was good talk. I thought really good talk. Top tweets. I'm going to go 9-6. 9-6. Yep,
Wow.
9-6 on the last day before
Tara, is he too high? Is he too low?
I'd go a little below, maybe 9.5.
Okay.
Wow, 1 decimal point below.
Yeah.
A little lower. I'm going to go 9.
I just can't agree. Yeah. With Paulie.
She can't agree with me, I know. And that's a running theme on this show.
It is, yeah.
You do have some good basketball tonight. There's an in-state game tonight that I'm curious to see how it plays out. That's Weber State at Utah Valley because Utah Tech will play Weber State this weekend. So that'll be an interesting. So that's on ESPN Plus tonight at 6 o'clock if you want to take that. And Utah Valley's playing really, really good. Same conference as Utah Tech, obviously, and Weber State, the next opponent. So rest assured, Coach Judkins and Coach Schroeder and all the other assistants will be dialed in and scouting that game closely tonight.
I would agree. Yeah. And if you are a hockey fan, 2 games locally. The Mammoth take on the Red Wings from Detroit, and the nightcap in the NHL on TNT. Actually, both games on TNT tonight. So you get some national TV coverage of the Devils and the Golden Knights from the
Knight's
Fortress.
Going to be at home tonight.
Is that 8 o'clock game?
That is a 8 p.m. Yes.
Yeah.
TNT doubleheader. Mammoth on before them on TNT.
Yep.
Hopefully, I've got TNT on my Delta flight from Salt Lake to Seattle.
Let's hope so. You should.
Tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm worried about that, too, on Saturday. I need TV coverage.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. All right.
Luckily, you're not on Spirit. You're going to be fine.
Or Frontier.
Yeah.
Again, we'll get the links out to the games tonight, presented by the Boulevard. And you can watch either one of those games. We've got that game from the pit, Crimson at the pit, taking on Pineview, and Dixie and Hurricane battling from the hangar. Both will be on our YouTube. Links will be up on the fansportsnetwork.com, and we'll get the links out on our socials. From the Findlay Hyundai Studios, thanks to all of our great sponsors. Go use their products or services. If you hear their ad, happy holidays, and we'll see you tomorrow. Paulie and Tara on The Drive.